Hi guys, so what today is Pretty Little Liars Wednesday and Twisted Wednesday. I don't know why I called it that, I just did because that's when I put up these reviews. Anyways, I just want to say that I think Mona, I know this is going to sound really weird, but I think Mona is an amazing liar. I don't know, she can really pull off a story and it's just so believable and it's kind of creepy how good she is at it. And I thought it was really cute how, Arya was watching Jake change since he slept the night over. And, I was just like, oh my gosh, Arya, she finally found somebody new. I mean, I didn't really think she would find anybody. I mean, I don't know, I thought, her and Ezra were still gonna, I don't know, I thought there was some hope for them, which I still think there is, but I think she's just more into Jake now since he is normal and, of age. And I was really, proud of Paige when she was encouraging Emily to, talk to the swimming coach instructor person. And Paige is a really good girlfriend to Emily. I like them together a lot. And yeah, it's just, I thought it was nice how Paige set up the interview for her. And when Arya and Jake stopped by to get coffee, Ezra's there too with his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, sorry. And but the whole time she's talking to him, he's just staring off at Arya and Jake. So it's just like, oh my gosh, Ezra's totally creeping on them. And I was just like, Ezra, you can't be jealous anymore, like, you broke up. It was the best thing to do to break up because both of you would have gotten in trouble if you didn't. So I just hope that he can move on someday this season. So hopefully, he'll be comfortable that Arya's dating again. And I can't believe Malcolm's mom. I was just like, how are you gonna just take Malcolm up and leave? And I was just like, it didn't make any sense to me because, Ezra just got to see Malcolm and, they're just starting to get a real bond together and I'm just like, you can't really take him away. I mean, of course you can, she's the legal guardian, but, it's just, I don't think it would be good for either of them. And I was really glad that Ashley, she was able to come home and, but, at first I thought she wasn't because the bail was $1 million and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, who the heck has $1 million just lying around, waiting, like nobody has that kind of money just lying around, And, yeah, I was just like, she is never getting out of there. But, I felt really bad for Hannah when she was calling her dad and she's like, Daddy, you really need to put up this money for Mom. She's like, hasn't she been through enough? And, she's just crying to her dad. And, which I felt bad because, Hannah really wants her mom home. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know if her dad does have the money or doesn't, but if he doesn't, there's nothing he can do about it. And he still has to take care of himself. And he has another family to support, whether Hannah likes it or not. So he can't really just put up the money and not think about it, And I thought that Ezra's idea was good, that Malcolm should stay with him for the rest of the school year, just to finish it out. I mean, it gives them some more bonding time, and Malcolm wouldn't have to leave his friends in the middle of the school year, which really sucks when you move in the middle because it's just so awkward. Because, everyone's in their cliques and they already have their friends and everything. So, yeah, I really didn't want them to separate. And I thought it was really mean of Malcolm's mom to be like, it's not like you were in his life anyway. I mean, she acted like he chose not to be. And she was the one who didn't contact him. I mean, yes, it was because his mom threatened her. But, at the same time, she acted like he chose not to see his son. And of course Ezra will want to see his son. So I was just like, you can't fault him for not being there for Malcolm the first, 7 years of his life. I mean, you were, I don't really know what to call it, but she was in hiding. So I was like, whose fault is that, you know? Um, and I thought it was like when Spencer and Arya overheard Shauna and Jenna talking, I was just like, what do they know about Allie? Like, I just really wanted to know what they were talking about. So I kind of wish they came in earlier, you know, on that conversation so you actually knew what they were talking about. But you, from that point on, you just know that they know something about Allison that, of course, everybody else doesn't. And I was really glad to see that Ashley was home, and you know, it was just really good because Hannah's been missing her a lot, and you know, she probably, you know, she hates just being by herself in that house. And I thought, you know, everything's good. I mean, Ashley has a tracker on her, but you know, I mean, who cares? You take what you can get, right? I mean, at least you're home with your daughter, and your daughter has you now, so that was the good part. And I actually really did think that Hannah's dad put up the money for her, and I thought that was really sweet. And you know, I felt bad for Emily when she had to tell the instructor about her injury, which Paige didn't tell him about in advance, but so that was shocking to him. And you know, he's like, Emily, you won't even be in the pool for 6 months, maybe more, and you know. So basically all her hope is gone, and you know, she was really excited to be able to maybe get in the program. Like, she thought she had a chance, but then she tells us about the injury, and then she finds out she might not even be able to participate at all. So, you know, it's just like all hope is gone for her. And I thought it was really surprising how Ezra is gonna take legal action on Malcolm's mom. I was just like, are you serious? I mean, I get it, but I don't. I mean, yes, you want to see your son, but do you really want to take him through that stress of custody and everything? I don't know. I mean, I honestly think he should get it, though, because he does deserve to see his son, so they should get some kind of custody, but I don't know, maybe it's bad timing? I don't know. I was just really surprised that he decided to do that. And, I was really mad at Jake. I was like, what are you doing? Like, you're just bringing some girl with you to a party after you just, like, spent the night with Arya. I mean, no, not intimately, but, you know, you guys were connecting, and all of a sudden you just bring a random girl to the party. And, I was just like, oh my gosh. But I honestly thought she was a relative, because normally that's how the storyline goes. You know, they like each other, he brings in a complete stranger, thinks it's girlfriend, and be like, oh no, that's just my cousin, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. And, you know, Emily was just really upset at Paige because Paige didn't, you know, inform the instructor about her injury. So, you know, Emily was basically given false hope. But I understand Paige because, you know, she was just trying to help, you know? I mean, even if she wasn't gonna be accepted, it's always nice to be given a chance. And, you know, she already knew that the instructor was going to judge her because of her shoulder, so she thought it would just be nice for Emily to go, which it was. I think Paige was just trying to be the good girlfriend she is and just do the right thing. And this whole time while they were at the Emily's party, I was just like, oh my gosh, Arya's just so jealous. I mean, all you see is her just keep staring at Jake. She just kept staring at Jake the whole night, kind of like Ezra did with her. And, yeah, so they both kind of creeped on one another this episode. And it was really sad because I don't think they have a name, but I'm just going to make one up. That Pimily, which is Paige and Emily, which I made up yesterday. I was just really sad that they broke up because they're really good for each other. And, you know, Paige, I think she's more dependent on Emily than Emily is on her because, you know, Paige just needs somebody to be there for her and to support her because I think she's kind of a weak person inside. And Emily, she's actually a very independent person. And, you know, when something breaks her down, she's able to rebound really quickly. So, I don't know. I feel bad because they were a really cute couple. And, you know, then you see Mona packing a bag, and I'm just like, is she skipping town? I mean, for someone, I mean, I guess she wasn't held in jail, of course, because I thought they were just going to hold her or something, but she's packing in a green room, I'm guessing her bedroom, Which now that I think about it, where the heck are Mona's parents? Just wondering. But yeah. So I thought Mona was skipping town when she was packing her bag, and then they go back to the party, and Arya confronts Jenna like head on in front of Shauna when the plan was to get Shauna to go with Spencer and Arya would be alone with Jenna. But Arya didn't do that. She just completely went up to Jenna and asked her about Allie. She was like, "What do you know about Allie?" Like straight out. And I was just like, Arya, that's not really a good plan. I mean, first of all, Shauna is there, and Jenna. I mean, the plan was to get Shauna away because so that Jenna doesn't have anybody there to defend her, because she's blind, so she can't see. So it'd be like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to run away and then fall into something, I don't understand why she did that. I thought it kind of messed up their chances. And I felt bad because, Ashley, she was telling Ted about her past and, how she had to do things, to save Hannah's butt, basically. And, I just felt really bad for her. I was like, it's okay, don't cry, you're out now. I mean, not officially, but you're out, I mean, you don't have to wear those orange jumpsuits anymore. And then which they showed in the previews, which, oh my gosh, I was so hoping it wasn't Spencer, which thank God it wasn't, no offense. But, when Emily finds the body, she thinks it's Spencer's, which thankfully it's not. I mean, honestly, it could have been. It was Jenna's, though. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I was like, this is probably because I'm not really blaming her, because Shauna and Jenna have been talking about Allison lately, but I think it's kind of Arya's fault that she kind of just blurted it out like that, just directly and a little loud, like loud enough for people around to hear her. So I was just like, yeah, they just shouldn't be talking about stuff in public like that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, Jenna might be dead. I was kind of freaking out because I know Jenna's on the bad side, but it's like, she can't be dead, She was just talking about Allison. You gotta get all the information from her before she dies. And I was just like, oh my gosh, why her? I mean, obviously I wouldn't want it to be any of the liars, so. But I would have settled for Shauna, but not Jenna. I mean, Jenna's blind. Like, I hate it when people pick on, defenseless people. I hate it. I felt really bad for Jenna. And those looks that Shauna was giving them, it was like she blamed them, like they did it, but she just hates them because they bring trouble. And I was just like, oh my gosh, Emily found blood, and I was just like, that just really sucks. I mean, you're blind and you can't see anything. I don't know what to say. It's just, that was horrible. And I had an iffy feeling about Hannah's dad putting up the bail for Ashley because he wasn't answering her calls, so that kind of put me on suspicious mode, I guess. And I was just thinking maybe he didn't, because maybe he just feels guilty for kind of taking the credit. I mean, even though he hasn't really replied, but you kind of just assume. And I was really happy to hear that Ted did it, and I was just like, where did he get that kind of money? And hopefully he didn't steal from the church, but I don't think he did, because he seems like a really religious man. But yeah, I was just like, well, at least somebody has Ashley's back, and the fact that Ted is willing to put up $1 million for Ashley means that he really cares about her, and he seems like a really good guy to me, so I will kind of like him to be their stepdad and everything, so maybe they will, maybe they won't, who knows. Hopefully he doesn't turn into a part of the creepy team, like the creepy unimportant team, like Nigel, what's his name. I love Jaria, Jake and Arya. I thought it was so cute, and he was like, so how jealous were you on a scale of 1 to 10? And I was like, oh my gosh, Arya's was definitely about 100. She was so freaking jealous. I mean, she may not want to admit it, but we all know she was jealous, so I thought that was really cute. And I was shocked to find out that Jenna is afraid of Cece Drake. And I was just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if Cece was the one who killed Allison. I mean, she's just a really devious person. I mean, she plays innocent, creepy innocent, you know, she's still a little weird, but she plays innocent, and she's really the bad guy in this. I mean, she ditches town and everything, saying she's running away from Wilden, which, yes, she possibly could, but she could also just be running away so she can scheme from another city. Well, actually, state, because she moved to New York, right? So, I don't know. So, she's really creepy. And, you know, then you see Mona, and she's back in Radley, and I just knew Mona would play crazy. I mean, honestly, maybe a mental, I mean, people say that mental institution is better than jail, so that's why you plead crazy sometimes, you know, if you're good enough to fake it. So yeah, I kind of like that Mona's in her room again. I mean, even though the scenes with her are always creepy when she was in Radley the first time, and but I kind of like it because she holds secrets in that room, and you know, it's just fun to find them. And I was just thinking, what the heck is going on when, and if I'm not mistaken, isn't Redcoat at the De Laurentiis house, and there's a secret passage in like their porch, which I guess is stone, but there's a gate on it, and she takes it off, and there's some sort of secret passage in there, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, is that Redcoat's lair? I mean, you know, A's lair is where Ramona keeps her stuff, but is Redcoat's lair in Allie's house? So hopefully we get to see that this season. I really want to know what's in there. I mean, it's just really, really interesting. So thanks for watching. Toodles!